treasure up. And I'm telling you what, when we get Jesus Christ in our heart and accept Him as our personal Savior, we got the biggest treasure ever was. And the Bible said, talking about laying up your treasures in heaven, and where your treasure is, that's where your heart's going to be also. And we see a lot of things that goes on in this lesson today. But here the Apostle Paul, he was telling Timothy, and he said, listen, he said, I charge thee before the God and the Lord Jesus Christ, who shall judge the quick and the dead at His appearing and the kingdom. He said, preach the word, be in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke with all long suffering, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. I want to tell everybody something today, that there's so many people that started out. They got the pearl of great price, and then they found a treasure in the field, and they sold out everything. You say, what do you mean they sold out everything? They let everything go that the devil had to do with them, and now they're following the Lord Jesus Christ. But now something has happened along the way. And here come preachers with itching ears and teachers with itching ears, and they started telling everybody that there's a better way than this. And he said, listen, after a while they will not endure sound doctrine. You know what sound doctrine is? It's the Word of God. It's nothing else what I say or what the world says, but it's the Word of God. This is the most sound doctrine that I've ever seen. I believe in the King James Version. I know there's other versions that's good, that there's some other versions that's not so good. They take the blood out. They take the baptism out. They take a lot of different things out. But I'm here today to tell you that I got Jesus, and if you accepted Him as your personal Savior, you're on your way to heaven. And you say, well, how do I find Him? The Bible tells me there's no other name given under heaven whereby man can be saved. So Paul began to talk to Timothy. He began to tell him about the blessings of life. He said, now, I know you was raised up in the house of God because your grandmother and your mother began to tell you. He said, but now you're a grown man, Timothy. It's time and high time that you stood on your own and get the Word of God. He said, because my departure is at hand. That's what the Apostle Paul said. He said, I fought a good fight. I finished my course, and I have kept the faith. I'm hoping that one day when I come to the end of my journey that I've told somebody about the Lord Jesus Christ and let this plan of salvation go on. But I don't believe the time is going to be very much longer. And like I said, I had 3 or 4 good mentors in my life that told me about the Lord Jesus Christ. They told me about these times. I thought, would it be a 50 years before this would ever happen? But there's more happening in America today than I've ever seen in my lifetime. Seems like they're trying to put God out the door. They're trying to put Christians out the door. But I'm here to tell you that greater is He that's in you than he that's in the world. We are going to go up to meet the Lord in the air one day, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Give Him a hand clap of praise. Glory. Feel good. But we find out that everybody that hollers, Lord, Lord, is not of the Lord. Everybody that followed Jesus, I just read plumb through the New Testament. I'm not bragging, but I learned a lot during that. And I learned that He took 3 little fish and so many loaves. 3 different times He done this. One time He had 7 loaves and a few fish. And different times. And He had the people sit down in companies of 50. And the disciples said, what are we going to do, Jesus? And they wanted another time they had a little boy with a lunch. He said, what's that among so many? Yeah. But Jesus Christ knew what He's going to do. And He was teaching them about the Word of God. That's what Jesus was doing. And there's so many different times He done this. And there's so many different times in the Word of God where they just touched the hem of His garments. We talked about the little woman that had the issue of blood. She said, if I can just touch the hem of his garment. She's not the only one that touched the hem of his garment. And I'll tell you something, if you know Jesus Christ as your personal Savior and you ask him to save your soul, you touch the hem of his garment and he saved your soul. He's the Savior of the world. He's all these things to me, and he's coming real soon. But here is Timothy. He was a young man. He was starting out for the Lord Jesus Christ, and Paul was telling him, I'm going to leave, but somebody's going to be in charge. That's the way we feel today. I tell you, I want this thing to go on until the Lord Jesus Christ comes. But we got to have people that steps up. We got to have people that sold the world out. They sold the devil out. They've done all these things. And then you can be a worker for the Lord Jesus Christ. God, you know what he does? He blesses the ones that does the right thing. That's the reason that he blessed Jacob in our lesson today, because Jacob done the right thing. But after a while, God had to get his attention to let him know that he is God, and all my blessings come from up above. And he has blessed us so many times. He has you too, and we are to give him a hand clap of praise. Thank God for Jesus. And then my wife. Now, after you get a little bit older, I'm not saying she's old. This is her sitting on the front seat, I'm not on the front seat. But you say, well, what happened? After you get a little bit older, you go to bed a little while, and you can't sleep, and you get up. I tell you, I like these golden years, don't you? You don't have to sleep, you don't want to. You just go to bed, get up, turn television on, watch different things. And I tell you, that's how I read through the New Testament. And you say, have you read the whole Bible many times? And you say, well, what happened? Sometimes the Lord just kind of wakes you up and lets you know where all your blessings is coming from. And when he wakes you up, get the Word of God out. And see, we talk to him through prayer, but he talks to us through his Word. And I thank God for the Word of God. And I've learned so much just in this Word. I've learned so much. And I know Jesus Christ. I know his Father. And I know the Holy Ghost. And they all three know me. But see, he's wanting to give me a blessing. And he's wanting to teach me some things. And sometimes we look around, and this Word that was in here, he said, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned to fables. You know what fables is? You tell a story, and when you tell a story, I'm going to believe that for the truth. And you tell a story, I'm going to believe that for the truth. There's a lot of storytelling going on today, and a lot of things going on in the world today, and people take you for the truth. But I'm here today to tell you this is the truth, and I'm telling you this is what I base my whole life on. Is the Word of God. He said that in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man's going to come. He tells us about the dead going to rise first, and we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the air. And you know something? I don't care how much power the devil got, he can't prevent that. And I want everybody to know the devil can tempt you, he can try you, he can throw everything in front of you and try to trip you up, but he can't make you give up your salvation, because we're in the palm of the Lord's hands. And like Brother Jerry said this morning, we're a free moral agent. When the devil comes our way, we don't have to do what he says, but thank God we got Jesus. We can draw nigh to him and resist the devil, and he'll flee from us. But if you play with that thing a little while, after a while the devil's got you in his clutches, and he'll win. And I'm telling you, but I got Jesus. He's going to help me through every trial and every temptation I've ever been in. And if you do, give him a hand clap of praise. He's done it for you too. He's blessed you, and he's brought you this far. But we find out that the Apostle Paul, and I said it already, he said, I fought a good fight. Let me tell you about the Apostle Paul, okay? The Apostle Paul, on his way to Damascus, he had papers in his hands to persecute the Christians. And if he had to, he'd put the Christians to death. He thought he was doing the right thing. The Apostle Paul was. He was going to Damascus, and something began to happen. And you know, we was on our way to Damascus one day. Every single person here was on their way to Damascus one day. And you say, well, what do you mean? 4th Street might be Damascus. I'll tell you, Vernon Highway might be the Damascus. But we was on our way somewhere. And all of a sudden there's a light shine down from God out of heaven. And this light shine had hit Paul. And whatever his name was Saul at that time, and it knocked him to the ground. And there was great scales fell up on his eyes. He couldn't see. And when he got up, his men kind of picked him up and began to lead him and guide him because he couldn't see. And I'm telling you, he said, who art thou? And I'll tell you who he is. He's Jesus, the Son of the Most High God. He said, I'm Jesus. He said, Paul or Saul. He said, it's hard for you to kick against the pricks. And he said, well, he said, what can I do? He said, go down to a street called Straight, and you're going to find Ananias there. And when you find Ananias there, he's going to tell you how much you're going to have to suffer for the kingdom of God. And then when he went there, I'll tell you what, Ananias, he was there. And I'll tell you, he began to have second thoughts because he knew who Saul was. He said, listen, he's that man that persecutes the Christians. He's that man that put the saints to death. He's the one that done all them. But God said, I want to tell you something, Ananias. He's a servant for me. He is going to go and work for me like he's never worked before. He began to pray for him. And when he prayed for him, the scales fell off of his eyes. And I want everybody to know, if you're going to work for the Lord Jesus Christ, you're going to be persecuted. People's going to talk about you. They're going to say everybody will think against you. But praise God, and I quoted before, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. We can and will be overcomers of the Lord Jesus Christ. If you believe that, give him another hand up of praise. We look around and see the world situation. And I'm not going to get into no politics in this pulpit. I don't do that. But I tell you, we look around and see that the word is being fulfilled. The word is being fulfilled. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall turn unto fables. But watch thou in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry, for I am now ready to be offered in the time of my departure is at hand. I'd like to say something here. I don't want to hurt nobody, don't want to put nobody down, but there was a man that passed out talents. And one he gave 5, and one he gave 2, and one he gave 1. And the master went away. And he said, well, he said, I want to see what you're going to do with these talents that I give you. And the one that had 5, when the master come back, he looked at him, he said, he was so happy. He said, I took the 5 talents you give me, and he said, I worked on them, and he said, I received 5 more. And he had 10 talents. And then the one that had the 2 talents, he looked at the master and he was happy. Because God knows what you can do. He knows your ability. He knows how many talents he can give you. But you work on what God has given you and don't look at everybody else or what they've got. And God will help you. He'll bless you. But there was one man, he gave him 1 talent. Now, well, why did he give him 1 talent? God knowed his situation. He knowed what he could do and what he couldn't do. So listen, after a while, the man that had the 5 got 5 more, and the one that had the 2, he had 4. And I'm telling you, we'll look around, and the one that was there, he took his talent and hid it. He hid it in the ground. He said, I know you was an unjust man, and you was reaping where you didn't sow. He told the master everything. And he said, you know what the master told him? He said, you're an unprofitable servant. He said, cast him out into outer darkness where they be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And I'm here today to tell everybody, whatever the Lord's put on your heart to do, you do it with all your might. And he'll add to you what you got, and He'll always help you. I don't know how many people in this world has been blessed, but I want to tell you something. Me and my wife, we've been blessed more than anybody that I know of because Jesus Christ loves us and we love Him and we want to do the work of the Lord Jesus Christ. It's not that we're doing things and doing this or doing that, but I'm telling you, He reigns on the just and the unjust, and He has blessed us abundantly, and I thank the Lord for it. If He's blessed you, why don't you just stand up and give Him a standing ovation and give Him a hand clap of praise? Look what the Lord has done. I'm telling you what, He's got up on this platform, He's got back at the door, He's got the amen corner, He's got all on this floor. He is my Savior, He's my God, He's my soon-coming King. Do you know Him as your personal Savior? Have you been blessed? You must have been blessed or you wouldn't have stood up today. But God is my Savior. He's coming soon. Let's do all He can, and the talent that He give us, let's work with it like we've never worked before and ask God to help us. Give the Lord another hand clap of praise while they come back to